Animus Gay's The Flash is not going to come out until next year, but there are conflicting information and news out there on whether or not they are going to replace Ezra Miller as Barry Allen. Let's talk about that possibility. Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix. My name is Chris Wong. It's going to be over a year until we actually get to see The Flash in theaters. And judging from all the controversy surrounding this movie, you bet it's gonna be a long year until that movie actually comes out. As you know, Ezra Miller has gotten a lot of trouble over here in Hawaii. And that trouble and controversy could affect his career as Barry Allen. Rolling Stone had said that Warner Brothers were discussing options on whether or not to replace Ezra Miller. Now, a lot of people came out and said that wasn't true. He is not going to be replaced. But then this dropped yesterday. From Screen Geek exclusive, Warner Brothers considering replacing Ezra Miller as the Flash with Dylan O'Brien. Now, within the article, it doesn't say that Dylan O'Brien is going to replace Ezra Miller. All it says is Dylan O'Brien is one of the many actors that they're discussing to replace Ezra Miller. So it could be anybody. Now, that kind of broke the Twitter stratosphere, and a lot of people, other scoopers and trades, had to comment on it. Humberto Gonzalez from The Wrap said this: "No, Dylan O'Brien is not replacing Ezra Miller in The Flash. The movie wrapped more than 5 months ago." And by the way, if you remember, Dylan O'Brien was also rumored to be Dick Grayson or Nightwing in Batgirl, so maybe that's where he's going to be. In response to a fan, that is inaccurate, as I can tell you, Dylan has not been cast as Dick Grayson in Batgirl. So maybe it's Dick Grayson with an A and not with the E. Okay, fine. I mean, that was a really cool fan cast, and I could totally see him as a young Dick Grayson, but oh well. Adam B. Very from Variety says, "I'm told that Warner Brothers is not considering replacing Ezra Miller on The Flash. Miller was arrested twice in Hawaii this year, once for disorderly conduct and harassment, and again for second-degree assault. It is also worth noting that The Flash finished shooting months ago, and Ezra Miller plays multiple versions of Barry Allen. Replacing them would effectively mean reshooting the entire film." And that makes total sense. He is in the movie. He plays multiple versions of it. It's going to cost millions and millions of dollars if they're going to reshoot that movie. They effectively would have to reshoot that movie. This goes beyond more than Mustache-Gate Superman, right? But then there was more controversy on whether this film is actually good, and should they recast or reshoot this movie? Should they fix it? A scooper My Time to Shine Hello says, "The Flush tested again, and I hear this version was even worse than the last." But other scoopers quickly jumped in and said that wasn't true. They haven't tested recently. Viewer Non, look, there's always a chance things happen without me knowing, but I do not believe The Flash has tested within the last couple weeks. Big Screen Leaks, I might have missed something, but as far as I know, The Flash hasn't tested since late March. So if it hasn't tested recently, then the last test screening appears to be really good. The test audience seems to really enjoy The Flash. But what about Ezra Miller? Is Ezra Miller doing okay? Is Warner Brothers Discovery ignoring Ezra Miller? Or are they actually going to get them the help they need? The Flash Film News says, rumors of The Flash being recast by Dylan O'Brien are totally false. Ezra and Warner Brothers are still in comfortable communication. Warner Brothers is aware of Ezra's side of the story, which will put the situation in a new light when revealed. Ezra is also receiving counseling and seems to be doing better. They're also quick to note that we've been in direct communication with Ezra's team for the past couple of weeks. First of all, that's incredible. I really thought they were just a fan account, but they seem to be very much in deep with Ezra's team, which is kind of cool. That means they probably have the most accurate information in terms of the Flash movie. What's even better is that it does seem like Ezra is getting the help that they need. Grace Randall says, "This is true. Warner Brothers and Ezra have started talking since he recently left Hawaii. Also, there haven't been any new test screenings of the film, and the last one actually scored very well, so shrug." Which seems to say that the Flash movie in its current form seems to be safe. Yes, there could be reshoots, there could be things that could be done to the film to touch it up or have not, or if the Ezra Miller situation gets worse, they may have to do something about that. But it seems pretty clear that budget-wise, it's not very smart to reshoot this movie. And if Warner Brothers Discovery is getting really careful with their money, they probably won't do too much with this film. But after all this, Screen Geek said this. The article didn't say they want to replace Ezra Miller in The Flash. Oh, so that brings up a different conversation. So if that is true and that they're going to keep Ezra Miller in The Flash, which would make financial sense, are they looking at replacing Ezra Miller for a future Flash movie or Flash appearance? If they are planning to replace Ezra Miller, I think there are 3 ways they could actually do this. The first way is really simple. They just do the whole Rhodey thing from Iron Man 1 and 2. Because in Iron Man, they effectively changed Rhodey's character from Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle in Iron Man 2 and onward. So if Warner Bros. Discovery did get a new person to play Barry Allen for, let's say, example, since we brought it up, Dylan O'Brien, then the next movie would have Dylan O'Brien as Barry Allen, and they won't even mention why he looks different. And if they want to actually change it narratively within the context of the film, I guess they could bring in another actor, such as Dylan O'Brien, into the movie as another Barry Allen from another universe towards the end of the movie where they reshoot Ezra Miller's Barry Allen scene to be a self-sacrifice of some sort. And they bring in this new Barry Allen, and they're like, okay, this is the new Barry Allen for the DCEU. They can also do that with the fan-popular CW Flash, Grant Gustin. Yes, I know the DC film guys hate this idea, but if they wanted to get somebody that a lot of Flash fans are happy with, that could be a possibility. Ezra Miller's version self-sacrifices, and then Grant Gustin becomes the new Flash of the DCU, because his CW run will be pretty much over by then, I think. Then comes the easiest, most simplest solution of this whole thing is to not do anything at all, right? I mean, seriously, if Ezra Miller gets the help that they need and everything is hunky-dory, then they could probably get through the whole PR nightmare of whatever happened in Hawaii and get past all that. And by the time the movie comes out next year, it will be all smooth sailing for the most part. So like I said, it's still over a year away. Things can happen, things can change, and we just have to go along with the ride. Well, what do you think? Should Ezra Miller be replaced? Do you like Dylan O'Brien as a possible Barry Allen? And if they did have to recast Barry Allen, who would you choose to be the DCEU's The Flash? Share your thoughts in the comments down below.